Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to the Red Room. I've got a hot topic that's been debated for generations and generations, and today I'm finally gonna lay this discussion to rest. So unless you're on this video from autoplay, then you already know the topic as you've seen the title. Today, we're gonna close the question of, does size matter? Well, does it? Long story short, no. Okay, it's not that simple as there's a bit of nuance and complexity within the answer, but all in all, size doesn't really matter. And some might say, oh Jason, you're a devout Christian, why are you talking about this? My answer to that is, you probably haven't read Ezekiel 23:20 or all of Song of Songs. But honestly, I want to dispel the myths surrounding this for both men and women, because many actually believe that it does matter. And men can be self-conscious about it, and women fall for the hype, so I want to change that. All in all, I'll actually provide the logical reasons as to why size doesn't matter. After that, I'll provide some reasons as to why size does matter, but just to a much lesser extent, because it doesn't. So why doesn't size matter? Number 1, the halls of glory. Ironically, size doesn't matter because of women's own biology. Up to and around 90% of the nerve endings within the halls of glory are at its entrance. Generally speaking, that's within the first 2 inches. The average size of an eggplant is between 5.1 to 5.7 inches. Congratulations, men. All of you qualified. All of you are tall enough to ride the ride. Listen, guys, you literally only have to walk into the club. You practically just have to show up. And let me add one more thing to further clarify this point. When a woman participates in
self-stimulation,
understand that she's generally going to use her fingers. The average middle finger of a woman is between 3.35 and 3.46 inches, and this is shorter than the average pickle. Shorter still is if you factor in that she's bending the fingers, and now she's averaging at about 2.5 to 3.46 inches, depending on her flexibility and dexterity. Guys, if she's getting it done with around 2.5 inches, then so can you. Number 2, form follows function. Architect Louis Sullivan provides us with this principle of design, and this means that an object's function should be considered before its form. Now, when they work together, it's beautiful. And this principle of design is an accepted truth in many industries, and I believe this is because it's inspired by God, who is the grand designer. Simply put, does the man's goods work? Does it rise to the occasion? Can it shoot up the club? These things should be considered before its size or even how it looks. And I personally believe that God considered this when he created man, so that almost all men can satisfy almost all women. The eggplant's primary function is its ability to procreate. One may consider its secondary function is its ability to satisfy. However, size doesn't matter in this regard as previously shown and stated. Men, you're good so long as your gourd can stand whether alone or with some blue-pilled crutches, and if it can show up at the club. And this blue-pilled crutch kind of relates to my next point. Number 3, tools of the trade. Size doesn't matter because we have tools. Listen guys, perhaps you're already sprinting a 10.1 second 100-meter dash, barefoot, but she wants you at the finish line at 9.9 seconds. Looks like you need to get some cleated track shoes for that extra edge. See guys, it's all about the tools. Perhaps in her woman mind, your performance alone isn't good enough. Since the dawn of time, men have utilized tools to help get the job done, and this time is no different. There are many tools of various shapes and sizes that perform an array of functions. Some men might care even though they are doing the job, they aren't the ones doing the job. To them, I say that this is something you shouldn't worry about. And you know, so what if you have to go a little above and beyond? Go with confidence knowing that you know how to take your woman to the workbench. If you lack in, make sure you keep that thing on you, you dig? That's it for the reasons why size doesn't matter. As you guys see, size doesn't matter on a logical and practical level. Eggplants on average surpass the area of nerve endings or pleasure centers within the halls of glory. Women's fingers, which are shorter than pickles on average, are sufficient. And the eggplant's function is better than its form. And anything not satisfying can be supplemented with tools of the trade. But here are some reasons on why size does matter. Number 1, belief. That's right, size matters simply because women think it does. We all know that women want the devilish stud. We're talking 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 inches. This is because women naturally want the best outcomes and options, and we can't fault them for that. However, women think 6 inches is the best option, when it's not. Also, women are programmed socially to believe that size matters. This is one of the reasons why women will use a man's small pickle size against him, despite the fact that she has been intimately involved with him. And if she has a few of his kids, she's disregarded his size many times. Just because women think size is important doesn't mean that it is. Number 2, pleasure. Size matters because women enjoy looking at bigger eggplants and it helps with attraction. Fact: women are attracted to moderately vascular and moderately defined body parts. Defined large arms, forearms, abs, necks, chest that show some veins set women off like rockets. And some women even like vascular hands. And if this is the case, then one can assume that the same should be said for the eggplant, so it's pleasing to their eyes. Also, size might matter in girth. Men have nerve endings all around the gourd, and women have it all around their halls, albeit at the entrance. A larger fitting foot better satisfies the shoe, if you guys catch my drift. All that being said, these are arbitrary preferences. As such, size doesn't matter because the job still gets done. These factors are just extra, and they aren't necessary. Number 3, too big. Bet some of y'all didn't expect this one. Size matters because it could be too big. Listen, not every man has a gourd that wins the blue ribbon at the Fall State Fair. Big eggplants can cause discomfort and even be painful. We're talking around 7 inches and above. In doing some minor research for this video, I found a podcast clip between Alexis Texas and Cherie DeVille, who I found out were P-stars by reading the comments. Here's a segment of that clip.
Does size matter?
I think to a point. Do you know what I mean?
You're like,
but it matters on both sides. You know, like one of my best civilian friends divorced her husband because his was too big after about 3 years. Because she...
How did you not know that in the beginning?
She did, but I think it's big can feel really good until you're having them 5 days a week.
As you can see, size was a major factor in Cherie's friend divorcing her husband. Of course, I'm sure there were many other factors, especially if 1 or 2 of the couple were P-stars, but this is actually a thing. Women do complain about bigger sizes. And factor this in, women don't usually want to do the deed on a near daily basis. Now add in the fact that she has to go to Pound Town with the mega rod of God every day. I'm sure bigger sizes feel great, and women might even enjoy the discomfort or pain, but quite a few women who actually deal with larger sizes do complain. Most women aren't dealing with men slinging like David did versus Goliath. This particular case of size does not matter because it's not often that women deal with it and is easily remedied. Less of doing the deed or performing smaller strokes. Number 4, too small. The last reason why size matters is because it's simply too small. Sometimes a man has a little Prince eggplant, and because of the size, he has trouble staying on the ride. Now, this can be frustrating as it can ruin the fun time experience for him and the woman. It's no fun, time wasting, and frustrating when he falls off the ride and has to be put back on. And I know some of you guys who watch Naughty Time videos have seen a small digit man put up prime LeBron numbers. And sure, there's some acting involved, but we talked about this. As long as his eggplant is existent, all he has to do is make it inside the fun zone. All he has to do is show up and not get kicked out the club. And so what if you're not stroking like Tiger Woods on the PGA Tour? You may have to putt like you're playing desktop golf on your 30-minute lunch break. A man should get a hole-in-one regardless of the game he plays. There are solutions to this, and being quote-unquote too small is arbitrary and can be remedied easily. And that's that, guys. You might notice that the reasons for why size doesn't matter are more substantial, objective, and logical than the reasons for why size does. All the reasons why size does matter are subjective and have easy workarounds. Most men far exceed the fun zone within the halls of glory, and any inadequacies can be remedied with time, practice, and tools. Remember, it's function over form. The most important factor is if it works. If it doesn't, then talk to your doctor and get a second opinion to help solve the problem. there's probably merit or value for eggplants to be at or around 6 inches. I personally do not believe that God would design them averaging 5.5 inches if this wasn't the case. However, we know that both parts of man and woman come in a variety of sizes and shapes, and they all do the job and function, no matter the size. So gentlemen, next time you're insulted for being the owner of a Little Prince eggplant, just know that you can still get the job done. Size doesn't matter, and neither should their insult. It's almost always the case where it's not the size of what you use, but how you use it. And I'll end the video off with this. Size doesn't matter because it simply doesn't. A man's size does not affect nor dictate his testosterone, his masculinity, his manhood, nor his personage. It does not relate to how he is as a man, a husband, a father, a son, a brother, a friend, or otherwise. It does not correlate with his ability to provide and to protect. It has nothing to do with his character, his abilities, and his capabilities. It does not impact his mind nor his strength. A good man is a good man, no matter his size. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this topic and my commentary. If you have anything to add, then please comment below, as I might reference it in a part 2. Also, share this video to educate people on this topic. Hope you all have a great day, and let's get to work.